We got a big story here. This is out of Texas. Dustin Burrow, the speaker, he just sent a memo out to House reps saying that quorum-breaking members must pick up their pay in person via check. No direct deposit allowed. Guys, this is hilarious.
That would bring me back to the state.
Super funny. Well, to cover that, it's only like $700 a month.
Oh,
so
really?
and a lot of these reps are very like independently wealthy.
Where do they get their money?
Right. So there are a lot of them are lawyers or real estate agents and things like that. But I was talking to one of my favorite staffers, and she was like, "Well, actually, a lot of these Democrats are like broke as heck. Actually, so they're living off of this like $700, $600 stipend that they get every month. And
Yep.
Wow.
So you may see some come back, but you've also got a bigger issue where you've got a lot of these lefty nonprofits that are actively funding these Democrats fleeing our state, which has been a huge issue. The Beto O'Rourke's nonprofit, was it Powered by the People, was actively soliciting Democrats to leave the state, and they were like, we'll fund you, we will give you money, we'll pay for your hotel, your lodging, your travel. And now Attorney General Ken Paxton is pursuing that, and Governor Greg Abbott, as like a bribery issue, right? Because that is an issue. If you're paying people to break quorum, like you're bribing them to do something, and it becomes a federal issue where it's happening across state lines because they're fleeing to Illinois, New York, and other states.
Oh my goodness, it is.
And so like this is a genuine problem for Democrats, and I don't think that they thought far enough ahead. And the whole thing, they're going to pass this redistricting, and I just don't think that Democrats really planned this out very well.
Do you think it's a good thing, this redistricting?
Absolutely. You kind of look at the current maps, they're already kind of goofy, and they're complaining about these new maps, and they're of course they're always going with the racist thing, and the racist thing is so tried out, like nobody cares.
That's what Jasmine Crockett keeps going on
Yeah,
about.
of course she is. And then the bigger issue is that, especially Hispanic men in Texas, the Browns, like they're supporting Republicans now. Like the Democrats are losing this voting base of Hispanics. And I don't think they know how to cope with that. They're going to be left with just kind of like the blacks and the white liberals as like Hispanics start to trend more to vote Republican. And Democrats are just bored with, Hispanics are just bored with the rhetoric from Democrats and the weird stuff with the LGBTQ nonsense.
Yeah. I mean, I agree with them docking their pay. They shouldn't be getting paid if they're not doing their job. I mean, it's a huge slap in the face to everyone that has to, work a job every day. And it's our money that they're stealing, essentially. So, yeah, definitely not paying them, I think, makes sense. But like you say, it's not a lot of money to them. And they're getting more money hiding out in Illinois from the governor and all the whatever else, wherever they're hanging in the hotels and five-star stuff and the five-star treatment. I don't think it does much, but it's something to get them back. Arresting them, I don't like it either, because they want to get arrested. We were talking about that.
That would be
Want to be a martyr.
They want that. They're like,
TikTok
oh my God, I've gone
content.
viral. This is my 5 minutes of fame or whatever. And it's like, no, what is the solution?
Plus, then you get more Gavin Newsom, you get more J.B. Pritzker, you get more Maura Healey.
The solution is removing them from their seat. It's like, okay.
Isn't that what Ken
Can you do
Paxton
that
was threatening?
legally?
Yes.
I thought they needed 100 in Texas.
Well, we had this story from the Texas Tribune. Paxton asks Illinois court to enforce Texas arrest warrants against Democrats who left the state. Obviously, this kind of seems like a bit of a long shot to try and get Illinois to enforce this. Maybe some sort of federal mechanism that could be used. I don't know. But I don't know. I think this could backfire to some degree on Republicans, because there'd be nothing greater than being prosecuted by Trump and be part of the resistance and that sort of thing.
So what? And they need 100 to do business, right? Because we had Briscoe on the show.
Well, if you vacate a seat, I think it removes that quorum requirement.
Okay.
So like it's not.
Interesting.
Yes, exactly. So I believe so. I could be wrong. And maybe
Briscoe
somebody
said,
in the
we had
chat.
Briscoe on, and he said you need 100 to do business.
Yeah, you
But
do.
you
But I
might
believe
not,
if the seat gets
depending
vacant,
on-
or if they remove them from the seat. Again, I could be wrong. I believe it doesn't go toward.
Maybe the
doesn't
chat.
count towards the. Yeah, somebody can Patriot fact check.
That's true in the House.
Patriot
when they
check.
do that.
Patriot check. I love it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so we'll see. But to what you're saying, like you're right. It's an absolute amazing fundraising opportunity. Like you went, if you're a Democrat, I went to jail for you.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, yeah.
Right, and like they'll be in jail for like what, a week at most.
Yeah,
Like,
at
it will be-
most, if even a
if
night.
that even happens, right? Like
Right.
absolutely. So they want to be jailed.
And then they'll sue.
Yeah, and then they'll sue and they'll
They all want a
fundraise off
mugshot.
that. and-
So what is the solution then, Libby?
What is the solution?
The rest isn't going to work, and docking their pay isn't going to work. What do we do?
Well, I think docking their pay probably might work. I think that will probably get people back.
Really, you think so?
Yeah, I think also people have responsibilities at home. They can't just stay away forever.
Yeah, they're Democrats. They don't have a family.
I think it was
They might.
Senator Mays Middleton in Texas, and actually Briscoe Kane in the House that introduced bills that if you have, I think it was 7 or 10 consecutive unexcused absences, that you automatically vacate your seat.
Can you imagine
I think
how
that's
many? How
pretty
many is
good.
that again?
I think it was like 7 or 10.
Like most jobs, it's 2 or 3.
right.
That's
And you're
pretty
out.
funny. Yeah, there's definitely been like over COVID and stuff, people refusing to come in. There was a city council person in Worcester, Massachusetts, who was like, I was discriminated against because I'm not binary. I can't come to work anymore.
Yeah.
And somehow she still kept her position for a very long time.
Oh, I have
Ridiculous.
nothing but disdain for government workers.
Yeah.
Like, we don't have to get into it on this show, maybe in the after show, but I got big problems.
Oh yeah.
Well,
go
the
to
people who
DMV,
actually
yeah.
are government servants, I think that's important.
Servant? I wouldn't
that's-
use that word.
That's
The
their
post
job.
office. I had to
I
go
would
to the
say
post
job.
office
Oh,
recently.
dude.
Someone that does nothing. Like,
Well, the government is there
vagrant.
to serve us, and we have to remember
You want to
that.
be dehumanized? You go to the DMV. Oh my god.
And even they're like a example of like a good government employee because at least they have to
During
show up
COVID, you
and
could
do
at least
their
make an
job.
appointment, and they were like really strict about being on time. But yeah, other than
But
that,
at least they're there in the office. Most government employees aren't even in the office.
I went to
Yeah.
the post office recently, and like nobody speaks English. There's
Yeah.
like one person at the desk.
Right.
There's 20 people in line. Everybody looks like they want to kill themselves.
Oh,
Like, it was
yeah.
horrible.
It has to be racially diverse by the government standards and local government. If you don't have a certain amount of percentage under the Democrats, you didn't get
Is
funding.
that why it's
Well,
like that in the post office?
No, they got rid of that. Trump just got
No,
rid of that.
under the
And now you
Democrats.
can-
Yeah,
you
now
can
it's gone. Thank
Bring
you.
back tests of meritocracy to
But like
determine who
to
gets
pitch anything
jobs.
to any local government to get any kind, work with them in any capacity.
yeah.
It's like you had to be like 40% women, 30%
Well, it
black,
depends.
and you had to
it
show
certainly
it.
depends on the locality. Certainly
Yeah.
depends on that, and
Yeah,
like
yeah.
if it's a contract or something.
But even
you know?
in Democrat cities and regions, it's still that way.
Yeah,
I
in
think,
Dallas we had a thing where like you get access to earlier bids, like early access to bids for government projects if you are a minority based business.
Yep.
Well,
And so
yeah.
I've met business owners that like I knew this business owner that his wife was black and obviously female, and he worked for he owned a tech company. She knew nothing about technology, but he literally just put it in her name so,
that
that
she-
he could
it
say
could be the
female,
MWBE.
women-owned black
Yeah.
Correct.
business.
Yep.
So you can get all
intersectional
these.
maxing.
Yeah, yeah.
That's a huge thing. Like in New York too, with contracts for any city work, you have to submit for like an architectural construction engineering project. You have to meet all of these quotas, and there's a lot of projects that are you can only submit for if you are a certified minority or women-owned business.
You know what I'm curious about though? It's
Anti-American.
like Texas is now starting to trend. I think Hispanics are the majority
Yes.
in Texas. So like, if you're a white, do you qualify now as for minority
that's
benefits?
what-
You know
that
what
would
they
be
did in New
awesome. That would
York?
be funny.
They cut Asians. They said Asians are not minorities for these purposes because the engineering, construction,
Harvard,
the engineering and architecture
That's like
fields
Harvard.
are already too full of Asians. So if you're Asian, you're not a minority.
Yeah, well,
Weren't
it's
the
like if you-
schools labeling Asians as white?
Yeah.
That's who- it's-
Wasn't Harvard doing that?
Yeah, well, it's
Yeah.
like if you live in Hawaii and it's like 15% white, and then you're just getting discriminated against. Dude, that would suck.
Anytime I meet
South
someone
Africa.
that's from Harvard, I'll be like, so you hate Asians? Like,
Yeah. And
Jews.
They
Also
really,
hate Jews.
oh, the Jews. No, the Asians are like
And
way
also-
out. They like,
Yeah, they
kick
need
them
to
out.
start screwing up a few of the math problems so they can like get back in the minority.
Exactly. Like pretend like you're stupid.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know.
What?
Yeah, I don't know. So
2
maybe.
plus 2 is 5.
Yeah, exactly. That's
Adopt
on
the woke
That's
stuff.
on them. That's you can't. You learn this when you work retail. Is you got to be just right above average, but not like good at your job.
No.
You just got to be like right in that sweet spot.
Right.
They're learning the hard way. You can't go too hard in the paint. Right.
And
off
now
the
we
rip.
know what kind of employee Tate is. So.
Well, yeah, that might have been a mask off moment.
Thanks for checking out this clip from Timcast IRL. Make sure to watch the show live Monday through Friday at 8 p.m. Subscribe to this channel, and we will see you all there.